It's 9:30 and it's the planning board on April 10th, 2025 at 9:30 a.m. Are we ready to move forward? Would everybody please silence their phones? It is my pleasure to welcome Evelyn David to the planning board. She brings a lot of expertise and knowledge about this community and how to protect us all. Can we have the roll call, Mr. Hart?
Member Rosen, Member David,
Here.
Member Axelrod,
Here.
Vice Chairperson Mendelson,
Here.
Chairperson Goldenberg.
I think I'm here also. Okay. Pledge of Allegiance, please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we need the swearing in of the public, if we could have that. Mr. Hart, anybody that is going to be presenting?
By the authority vested in me as a notary of the state of Florida, do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you. We have approval of the minutes for March 13th of 2025. Could I have a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is there any unfinished business? Hearing none, let's move on. New business, development order application number PZ 25-19, AJR Grand Highland Beach LLC, David Nutter. Application for B&M Marine Construction, Inc., requesting a special exemption to install 120 square foot finger pier and one mooring pile for the property located at 1006 Grand Court. Do any members of the board have any ex parte communications? Hearing none at this time, the hearing is open. Ms. Allen, would you make your presentation?
Sure. Good morning. For the record, Ingrid Allen, Town Planner. I was just advised by our IT consultant that I won't be able to show you the PowerPoint. There seems to have been a power surge. Exactly. Everything I put on the PowerPoint is always in your packets anyway, but I do typically like to start with the aerials. So those do start on page 15 of your packets. If you've looked through the plans, you'll see that the proposed pier and mooring pile are actually located on the north side, right, of the property. So if you haven't had a moment to go through those aerials, I suggest you take a quick flip. It's pages 15 through 17. I've gone ahead on page 10 of your packets in the staff report. I've given you a brief background on the accessory marine facilities that were previously associated, I should say, with this particular property. Some of the board members may remember that there was a boat lift, right, that was approved back in 2017. The height of those lift pilings were at 4 feet. Applicant came back to get them higher at 12 feet. That was not approved. Then they came back to get them to 7 feet. The planning board did not approve that. And then it went to mitigation. There was, I guess, a settlement. There was a settlement agreement. I've gone ahead and provided that documentation in your staff report. And the pilings were removed. Now, those pilings were on the south side, right? They were sticking out into the canal a bit further. So then this proposed finger pier and mooring piling. So again, as indicated by the chair, this is a special exception request to install a 100 square foot finger pier. So that's 30 feet long by 40 feet, 4 feet wide, and one mooring piling. The applicant did get FDEP approval. That's on page, or starts on page 25 of your packets. And in the FDP approval, it indicates that a separate permit from Army Corps is not required. I also included some additional correspondence that we received from FDP. There were some minor inconsistencies, and that was all taken care of with some correspondence. As I said, that starts on page 25 of your packets. We have a code section 30-68 G6A, which this is the new regulations that were recently approved by the commission, where waterways regulated by the Army Corps, we added that phrase or other governmental regulatory agency. Mooring facilities should not extend into the waterway more than 25 feet or 25%. However, we do have section 30-68 G7C4, which states that docks or accessory marine facilities for perpendicular docking of boats may exceed the maximum extension into a waterway allowed for accessory marine facilities. On page 11 of your packets, I provided those regulations in italics, so you could see that. Now, those perpendicular docking cannot impede the navigation of the adjacent property owners, and there are additional regulations for perpendicular docking. Again, those are in italics on page 11 of your packets. Now, this request, given its location, we did have our town marine expert, ATM, do a review. Dr. Michael Jenkins, who is the coastal engineering principal, provided again, his report, which starts on page 18. He is also here today to address any questions that you may have. I'll remind the board for special exceptions, the code allows you to approve of conditions or deny the request. And as always, if the planning board does approve the request, the applicant will be required to obtain a building permit from the town prior to initiation of construction, and commencement of construction shall be initiated within 2 years following the date of approval from the planning board. Be glad to address any questions. We also have David Nutter here, who is the authorized agent for the applicant, the property owner.
Thank you, Ingrid. This was the infamous property that we had some major problems with before, and we had always, at that
I
time,
remember that.
asked to have it relocated, the dock relocated to where it is going at this moment, which is a pleasure to hear. Do any board members have any questions of the staff?
I do.
Of course.
So good with both. So could you just tell me on these big sheets, the one that is 2 of 4. So I see this property line and I see this big boat drawn on it, and then I see a little boat. Why are there 2 boats?
That is what the applicant is planning to put there. There's no regulation in the code that limits the amount of boats a person can dock. So they've gone ahead and superimposed it. It's not a requirement of the code that they superimpose it, but I always ask the applicant, if you know the type of boat, put it in. That's really more for the boat lift, so you could see if the lift is not higher than the superstructure of the boat. But that they've gone ahead and superimposed it, just for some clarity.
So you could put from where the property line is drawn to the property line extended, you could put one big boat in that space.
So long as it doesn't go into the,
Right.
past the property
Right,
line,
and
yeah.
Too high. Okay,
Right.
got it. Thank you.
All right, moving on. Any other questions? All right, are there any questions to the applicant? Hearing none? Any members of the public have any comment? And hearing none. The public hearing is now closed. Is there a motion to approve with conditions, or a motion to deny the request?
Motion to approve.
Second,
All, we have to have a,
Roll
Okay.
call.
Mr. Hart?
Vice Chairperson Mendelson?
Yes.
Member David?
yes.
Member Rosen? Member Axelrod?
Yes.
Chairperson Goldenberg?
Yes,
Thank you.
approved.
Say yes.
Yes, actually, the whole thing was that we had asked to be moved originally, and that's
Mhm.
where the problem came in. This is perfect. This
Yes.
should be
Yeah.
ideal. Yes, I understand that. Is this a new owner of the property, by the way?
That's what I
Yes.
thought.
Welcome.
New
It's a
owner.
new owner.
It's,
Robert Giroux, I'm the property owner.
Oh,
but on all due respect, the public hearing is closed.
I just want the board to know that I'm not the person that you.
We know. That's why we-
That's why
we got it.
And I tried to.
We
make
got it.
good on-
Yeah, yeah.
on-
All right, we got it.
The-
Thank you.
The
I
problem.
was.
All right.
All
All right.
Okay.
You're cool. Everything's fine. All right. Announcements, April 15th, 2025 at 1:30 PM, the Town Commission meeting. Sorry, Miss Evelyn, you will not be there. Oh, you could be there, but May 8th, 2025 at 9:30 AM is the Planning Board meeting. Do I have a motion for adjournment? All in favor?
Aye.
And we're done at 9:40.
I like looking at it, guys.
Seeing you, Len.
Right?
How much is long the next time?
Happy